We're just a few days removed from the reintroduction of the Acura ZDX to the market as a fully electric vehicle. And look what's going on here. We have the builder already up, so we'll play with this in the second half of this video. But in the first half of this video, we're going to talk about the ZDX and other Honda and Acura EVs getting a very exciting boost to their charging capabilities. Let's get into it. We're over at Autoblog. Honda, Acura EVs will be adopting Tesla's NACS, or North American Charging Standard charging port. I'll put an image of this port on the screen for you guys. It is much smaller. It is, in theory, cheaper to implement. It is an open standard, so these manufacturers don't have to pay Tesla for it. Tesla was the one who just designed it, and that's what the supercharger network runs off of. And so why would Tesla let their plug to be used for free? Well, it's so these EVs can charge at Tesla supercharging stations, and they have more customers to upcharge energy to. This is awesome news because not only are you going to have the supercharger network at your availability for upcoming Honda and Acura models, you also have Honda and Acura teaming up with 7 other automakers: BMW, General Motors, Honda, Kia, Hyundai, Mercedes, Stellantis, creating a new charging network using this standard, as well as using the CCS standard. And these stations will start to open up in 2024. However, as we hop on over to the ZDX is launching without the NACS. So let me know down below, would you be willing to wait a year, 2 years before the ZDX gets the NACS plug? Is having CCS convenient enough for you, or you're charging mostly at home? Most of you should be. If you're not, running an electric car is probably more expensive than running an efficient gas car. So anyways, let's get into the builder. I'll see you guys down below. I think it's good news overall that they're getting the NACS charger. It just kind of makes it convoluted with the launch of the ZDX, probably not getting the NACS. Let's see what we have for the ZDX. You can also place reservations, be one of the first people to reserve the ZDX in late fall. Secure your place in line with a few easy steps. So let's see if I can zoom out. Yes, we see it all at the same time here. We have the rear wheel drive model, which outside of the NSX, I can't think of any dedicated rear wheel drive vehicle throughout Acura's history. All-wheel drive will be a little bit more expensive. Remember, it has the same 340 horsepower as this A-Spec. So I don't expect them to charge a whole lot more. Maybe anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500 would be my guess for them upcharging all-wheel drive. And notice they're not calling it super handling all-wheel drive, because that's Acura's torque vectoring, direct drive shaft sort of technology, right? So it's not anything to do with electric motors. So it'll be interesting with electrification what Acura does with super handling all-wheel drive. They might have to come up with their own super handling all-wheel drive technology, which they did kind of with the NSX and their other sport hybrids that are now retired. But yeah, they must have to evolve it somehow. Maybe their idea, here's the thing, with the NSX teaser that we got just a couple days ago, maybe the next evolution of super handling all-wheel drive will be quad motor for electric vehicles. Let your mind digest that for a bit. With an independent motor for each wheel, you would have better torque vectoring and better power distribution. In theory, that would put the mechanical super handling all-wheel drive to shame. So we'll see it. We'll see it. I think they'll keep it. Hopefully they keep it around with quad motors. That would be excellent. All right. A-Spec all-wheel drive. Let's say it comes in around $65,000. Type S starting in the range of $70,000. Let's say it's $75,000. That would be my guess. It's probably going to be a 10 grand upcharge from Type S from A-Spec all-wheel drive. But if we look at the TLX, there's only about a 6 to 7 grand upgrade from the super handling all-wheel drive A-Spec model, for example, compared to the super handling all-wheel drive Type S model with the V6. What about the MDX? How big of the upgrade is it here? Well, this is a much bigger upgrade. $16,000 from the base super handling all-wheel drive to the MDX Type S. That's interesting. That's a lot of money. If we look at the Integra, if we look at, let's say, A-Spec to Type S, there's a 14 grand difference. So anywhere from 6 to 16 grand, I'm just going to say it's a 10 grand difference between A-Spec all-wheel drive and Type S. So this will be in the low 60s, I'm guessing, mid 60s here, and then mid 70s for the ZDX Type S. So we have the Acura watch here on the base model, which is going to give you things like a backup emergency stopping, I think, for the first time on an Acura. But if you go to the Type S, you're going to get the Acura Watch 360 Plus, which is the same thing I'm aware of as a Super Cruise, which is going to be autonomous driving, I think level 2 or level 3. On the freeway, certain motorways around the US. So hands-free driving on the Type S models, which is the first ever for Acura. And the amazing thing here is, even though they dropped ELS and they're moving forward with Bang & Olufsen luxury sound system, that is standard across the entire lineup, which is amazing. So you get 18 speakers here with the base model. Google built in, all new. They're ditching the touchpad on the Acuras. This is great to see. And I'm a big fan of Google. I get paid through Google as I'm a YouTuber, but yeah, I use a Google file, literally use a Google Pixel. So I love seeing cars with Google built in because their software is fantastic. A-Spec is just going to give you the dual motors, same horsepower like I mentioned, 340, and then you get roof rails on it, but it's really the same sort of vehicle. The Type S gives you 2 more paint colors, which is going to be the double Apex Blue Pearl, which is this color on the right, as well as the yellow Tiger Eye Pearl that is an exclusive to other Type S models as well. Adaptive air suspension. It kind of reminds me of the MDX Type S. Now, both of these, I believe, have 22-inch wheels. It's just that the one with the summer package or the summer tire package is going to give you blacked out alloy wheels. Let's build off the rear-wheel drive model because a rear-wheel drive Acura is just fun to say. I'm a big fan of the Orchid interiors on Acuras. However, Orchid's only available on this model in white and blue and red. Okay, so I'm going to go with the blue Abyss. Ooh, or would I get the scarlet red? Let me know. Blue or red, I'm picking color over non-color anytime I can. Let's just go with blue for now and go to select. Oh, we have a little slider here that pops us to the interior. Oh yeah, like why would I pick this fully black when I can get this nice two-tone, a nice lighter interior? Absolutely. If you want to see what the red looks like, that's a lot of red. A little bit too much for me. So I'm going with the Orchid, a very calming, bright interior. And then it will ask you to pick your local dealer. Let's go ahead and pick the one that's closest to me. And then it would go ahead and send this reservation to my local dealer. But let's start over. Let's go back to the Type S. Let's go to the full-blown model here with the yellow calipers. It looks, the yellow accents the blue quite well. It's also going to accent the red quite well. And of course, it will match well, it actually kind of clashes a little bit with the Tiger Eye Pearl because the Tiger Eye Pearl is kind of like this rich gold color. And the calipers are, like a bright yellow. So I would actually have to be going for double Apex Blue Pearl here or the red. But I think blue and yellow goes better together, at least in my opinion. I'm going with the Orchid interior. We get some Type S embossing on the headrests, and we have that nice panel roof in here as well. And something that I liked what Acura has done with the design here is they kept the hood line still pretty long, which is makes for an attractive looking vehicle, and it doesn't wave any red flags like I'm an electric vehicle with a really short front end to it. So it looks like a normal vehicle, at least in my opinion, from just about every single angle. I don't get any crazy vibes of that this is an electric vehicle. So I like that. I like the styling of the ZDX. It's big, it's long to stuff this over 100 kilowatt hour battery in here. And if you missed my first video, go ahead and check that out where I talk about the specifications. The rear-wheel drive models can get over 300 miles of range. And then these Type S models, I think, are around 280, somewhere around there with 500 horsepower. So let me know if you're excited for the ZDX. Let me know if you would be waiting for a ZDX with the NACS port instead of a CCS port. And I don't know if we'll see them both employed on the vehicle. I think that might be too costly to offer a NACS alongside of a CCS in the same like plug-in area of the vehicle. It might be too much of a engineering feat to do such a thing. So it's probably one or the other, but if I was getting it, I would rather have NACS. Let me know down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Smash the heck out of the like button if you're excited for the future of Honda and Acura EVs. having a NACS port makes it, in my opinion, more desirable than they already were. On the Honda end, the Prologue will be the one to be the first to the market and then implement NACS probably in its second model year would be my guess. But anyways, I got to shut down. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. Take care of yourselves and peace.